Hey guys, welcome to the channel. This week we're going to talk about Golgari Midrange versus Grixis Dragons for the next, hour or so. My name's Taylor. I'm here with John.
Hi.
I thought about funny intros I could do, so I did the YouTube intro.
All right. I appreciate it. Chad, a.k.a. Dirtle Arthur,
Yeah.
is running Grixis Dragons. How do you feel about this?
I'm excited about it.
2-0 with the Grixis Dragons.
Yeah, I'm proud of him.
What up, Dig Dug?
Dig Dug. He digged and it was dug, right?
Dig Dug's a video game.
Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice.
Classic. Like arcade game.
Okay. John Douglas's knowledge of video games is pretty unparalleled.
I don't know about unparalleled, but it's expansive.
It's
I know
expansive. He knows a lot about video games.
I once skipped a day of school in 2nd grade to play Dig Dug 2.
You skipped a day of school? Your parents were like, yeah, okay, play Dig Dug 2?
Yeah, I didn't tell them it was to play Dig Dug 2.
All right.
What?
Nothing. I'm wondering how all these people had these awesome childhoods. Like when my parents, when I was, said I have to stay home from school.
Definitely worth this skip. I hated 2nd grade. 2nd grade was the worst.
Yeah, all the grades were the worst.
That's not true.
7th grade was good.
7th grade was awful for me.
And my sophomore year of high school was good. And senior year was fine. I slept a lot. I was pretty depressed. But other than that, those 3 years were fine. Everything else was miserable.
Like 4th grade, I think was good for me. 6th grade was good for me. 7th grade was bad. 8th grade was bad. Yeah, 2nd grade was particularly awful because I was forced to write cursive, and I hated it. So I was like, this is dumb. No one's ever going to do this. I'm never going to do this. And they're like, no, you have to write your name in cursive.
Yeah.
And so I just started not writing my name on things. It was bad.
And Chad plays our first card with the word dragons on it of the match, Spitfire.
Yeah, Spitfire's a hot one. Here's a Sarkin. And by Sarkin, I mean Nicol Bolas.
And he chose not to sandbag the Nicol Bolas to get back the Spitfire.
Yeah, he might have just another Nicol Bolas. This is a Dragons deck.
Here's a Chupacabra getting the Nicol Bolas down, and Chad's going to take 3 from the Midnight Reaper.
So I played a lot of arcade machines, a lot of arcade games. Probably my favorite, the one I spent the most time on, the one I had the most fun with is Marvel vs. Capcom 2. But if we're talking classics, then yeah, Galaga's pretty good. The original Dig Dug's good. Here's a Sarkin getting back, or why do I keep saying Sarkin? Here's a Nicol Bolas getting back a Spitfire.
Yeah, I think as much as you don't want MVC2 to have classic status because it means you're old, it's at classic status.
It's like 20 years newer than like the other games we're talking about.
I'm just saying if you're gonna like come up with like the best game from each year.
Yeah. I mean, sure.
It's the best game from its year.
I'm talking about like a classic car perspective, like an antique.
Okay. Okay. It's not an
Almost.
antique. Definitely not an antique.
I mean, it might be. It's like almost 20 years old at this point. Came out in 99.
Yeah. It's intense.
MK2 arcade machine was a good one. I liked Mortal Kombat 3 more than I liked Mortal Kombat 2 in the arcade. Although Mortal Kombat 2 on Super Nintendo will always hold a place in my heart. Looks like we're going to find a Wild Growth Walker and a Jade Light Ranger.
There you go.
Found them.
Jake is interested in gaining some life. I'm wondering why Chad didn't block.
Fear the Reaper.
Don't fear the Reaper.
So Chad needs a lot more land to be able to start deploying more than one spell per turn
Yes.
to catch up with what Jake's doing.
Here's a shock on the Reaper. Jake's going to take 2, draw 2. And you're looking at the, I mean, as if this Golgari deck needed another card advantage engine.
Yeah.
This Midnight Reaper is just another thing that can be like, okay, we're gonna
draw some cards.
We're gonna draw a bunch of cards. We were talking about the land counts in Jake's deck.
Yeah.
And so he's got 24 land and 4 Llanowar Elves.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, that's a lot of land. But looking at it like this, it doesn't even matter because he just draws so many extra cards that him flooding out is really hard for him to do.
Yeah, you want to be able to hit lands on your explore triggers.
Yeah.
And you really don't want to start missing land drops until you've got like 6 or 7.
Right. Here's an attack. Spitfire on the Midnight Reaper, probably. Can't imagine doing it on the Chupacabra is the right play. Or is he trying to leverage this Midnight Reaper as a damage source?
Yeah, I don't know that that's something I would be trying, but that is a line.
Yeah, so he's chosen Chupacabra. Here's Wild Growth Walker into Jade Light Ranger, which is
6 life.
Yeah, just
2
a bit
plus 1 plus
absurd.
counters.
Yep, on each one, and we're going to leave this other Explore creature on the top of our library. More guys.
Another one.
Another one. I'm wondering if Chad's waiting on like another land to cast a Star of Extinction or something.
I don't see a Star of Extinction. Maybe a Ritual of Soot?
A Ritual of Soot would go a long way right here.
There we go. Figured it out. Ritual of Soot. And that is why we Spitfired the Chupacabra.
I see. You sniffed it out. All right, so Jake lost 8 life that turn. He's going to draw 4 cards. And Chad's still going to have a big uphill battle here.
Yeah, Jake's going to play a Carnage Tyrant here, although I think Chad has the Eldest Reborn to combat that, but Jake's got a second one. Jake has all the cards.
Yes.
Everything he could ever want and more.
He's drawn about a dozen of them off these Reapers.
Yeah. Oh, here's a Doom Whisperer. Perfect.
Just what the doctor ordered.
So we've protected ourselves against
The Eldest Reborn.
the Eldest Reborn.
Yep.
Chad needs a shock.
Yeah, unless Chad can shock and then Eldest Reborn. I don't think he's going to get ahead in this match. Is that a Sarkhan the Planeswalker?
Yeah.
It looks like it. All right. Well, that's one we haven't seen yet. On this stream, anyhow.
What do we got? Let's see it. So we've got Sarkhan,
We've got
Eldest Reborn,
and
can't tell what the last card is.
nope.
Maybe he's casting it.
I'm really looking forward to completing the Shockland cycle. I think it's going to open up certain decks. We're going to get a whole nother set worth of cards.
Sure.
So you'll get black-red cards, you'll get some black-white cards, and I think that's going to bring a new angle to these control decks.
Yeah, I think Esper is just going to be real good. Once you can, like, legitimately play Teferis and Vraska's Contempts.
in the same deck, right up next to each other, snuggled up.
Yeah, that's going to be pretty tough to beat.
Yep, I agree. So I think those control decks are going to be really hard to beat, and I think with the prevalence of those coming around into these aggro decks, especially the blue-based ones that are leaning on dive down, in my opinion, I think those decks are going to gain a lot. And when those decks gain, it shifts the metagame back. So we've always had these kind of, when the mana gets really good, I feel like the metagame opens up a little bit because we've had the last situation we had shock lands and fetch lands, and the metagame opened up so much, and there was so many little tweaks and shifts, bobs and weaves you can make in the deck building that that you could change each deck around. So we're having a little bit of a problem getting our visual back to us. You guys aren't going to notice this issue out there in Streamland, but I can't see the game currently. John went out and investigated for us. So that's that. I suppose I could sit back here and wax philosophic about any number of topics, but I'm not gonna bore you with that. You guys enjoy the game, and we'll catch back up when the visual becomes available to us again. There we go. Here we are live again. So it looks like while we were away,
Since we've
been gone, Chad has taken the time to flip his Nicol Bolas, which can take down any number of creatures, and he has yet to get anything out of this Eldest Reborn. I think he has to play it here to get killing either one of these creatures is good enough.
Yeah,
to keep him alive for another turn.
that's true.
And if that lasts, then he can maybe get a guy out of Jake's graveyard, and
we've got a Niv Mizzet in hand, which I've heard a lot of people say is the best card in Standard right now.
That's not a unheard of opinion.
No. Might even agree with those people.
Aleu Morales Miranda?
Thank you
for the follow.
Yeah. So he could run that out there. That at least trades with the Doom Whisperer.
Yeah.
I don't know what this last card is. It's that Sarkhan still. So
yeah, the Sarkhan's still hanging out.
Yeah, Sarkhan's still hanging out. Not sure. Oh, we still haven't activated the Nicol Bolas. So there we go. We've plus Nicol Bolas.
So Niv Mizzet is going to lose to the Doom Whisperer by 1.
Losing. Oh, we did not plus the Nicol Bolas. Oh, we're plussing the Nicol Bolas. Oh, we're not plussing the Nicol Bolas. Minusing the Nicol Bolas.
So we're going to -3 to deal 10 damage to the Doom Whisperer.
Doom Whisper down. Yeah, I believe there's a Niv Mizzet Parn in his hand.
All right. Oh, we're plussing.
Oh, we're just drawing 2 cards. We waffled a bit.
All right, so now we've got
a little waffly.
Niv Mizzet for 6. I don't think he can cast it. He's got too many basic swamps. Sarkin, discarding Sarkin. Draws a land card, so that's a start.
Still need to kill one of these creatures so you don't just die.
Yep.
He may be like sandbagging a shock to make it so that
Here's the Eldest
Jake
Reborn.
doesn't attack the planeswalkers, but no, we've got an Eldest Reborn here.
All right, so Jake can live, or Chad can live. We'll be at 1.
One lore counter on this. Eldest Reborn.
Yep. Oh, and he's gonna live.
Yeah, so if you can't kill Chad here, then taking down the Nicol Bolas is much more important than dealing him 6.
And here's a Carnage Tyrant.
Whew.
All right. Untap, Chad draws. Jake's going to discard a card. Has that swamp he was sandbagging. Good for him.
Good for him. All right, now we need all kinds of help to live. We've got this Sarkin, which does a little bit of work here.
A little bit of work. Niv Mizzet does a little bit of work.
Well, I think the Sarkin's going to power out the Niv Mizzet. So we'll get 2 mana from that.
Oh, okay. Okay, so it's Sarkin into Niv Mizzet deck. Love it. So there we go. There's 6 mana. Here's Niv Mizzet.
Old Niv boy. And then I think we've got a Spitfire in hand.
So I'm wondering why we didn't Spitfire. Oh, because he's going to block with the Niv Mizzet, then Spitfire at something?
There you go. We're buying back the Spitfire.
Buying back a different Spitfire. So Niv Mizzet can't be countered.
Mm-hmm.
It flies. Whenever he draws a card, he gets a deal of damage. And whenever another player plays an instant or sorcery, he gets to draw a card.
Yes.
So it's just huge.
Gets to do all the things. Jake, it looks like he's going to rebuy a Chupacabra.
Yep.
And kill it. All right, so we've got a response here. I don't know what this is.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
This is the
He's
2
just
damage
dead.
to non-pirates.
Oh, is that what it is? Is it Fiery Cannonade?
I can't really tell.
Yeah.
Fiery Candidate. All right, doesn't actually do anything.
Fiery doesn't matter.
If you had a couple more mana, you could have Fire Cannonated and Spitfired, but if ifs and buts were candies and nuts.
Yeah, Chad really needed to hit. Like, he's just one of these decks that wants to hit all the land drops.
Yeah.
And Jake's just better at it.
Yeah, Jake's deck's just better at hitting all the land drops and has better card advantage.
Right.
And isn't like wasting time playing Sarkins.
I think that's Chad's trying to hit all his land drops.
Yeah, so I see what Chad's trying to do. It's just a little suboptimal right now. You see a lot of decks with Niv Mizzet as a win condition now running dive downs in like control decks because Niv Mizzet is that good.
Yeah. I dive down's insane. I find it very interesting that we're in a standard format where dive down's like the best card.
Yeah, I wouldn't go so
not
far
the
as
best
it's the best card. It's a role player, but
it's the role player. It makes, first of all, it makes the blue deck possible. The mono blue
yes.
Curious Obsession deck possible. It's good enough that it snuck its way in to protect the best card in the format.
Yeah, when like Niv Mizzet is the only creature in that deck.
Right. It literally has one target.
This dive down is doing one thing and one thing only.
It's diving down.
Diving down. So what do you think old Nivy's up to? Or are you out on the lore? Are you up to date on lore?
So the guilds are at war again. The guild pact has fallen apart because Jace died, right?
What?
Is that how the Ravnica started? The guilds of Ravnica?
Jace isn't dead. A.
I thought he was the living guild pact.
Well, he was the living guild. He's not on Ravnica.
Okay, and that's why the guilds are at war again, because there is no guild pact.
So the guilds are... War is a strong word. Whoa, level 4 judge wishing death upon Jace.
Okay. They really have run him into the ground.
They've run all of the Gatewatch in the ground, unfortunately.
Yep.
But the guilds are divided amongst themselves. So you have like factions of the guilds that are working with Nicol Bolas.
Okay.
And you have factions of the guild that are working for like a United Ravnica or whatever you want to call it.
Okay.
Niv Mizzet has disappeared. Nobody knows where he is or what he's doing. Like there's a bread trail or a breadcrumb trail.
Yeah.
In some of the flavor text that you can follow along and like try and figure out what old Nivvy's up to.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a little bit of a contentious point.
Interesting. What are we? There was. Oh, they wrote short stories.
Yeah, we got some short stories.
Yeah, we don't have them all though. Apparently, there's only 4 there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, House Numere. There it is. Yeah, 5th. Yeah, I'll have to go and read the short stories. Apparently.
Yeah.
I've got so much to do. Like, I have to beat Breath of the Wild, read the short stories. I need to catch up on Game of Thrones before April.
You do. And you haven't even watched any of it. That's going to be an undertaking. You need to start, like, now.
Yeah, I watched Season 1.
Oh, so you've seen all of Season 1?
Yeah.
Okay. I can get behind that. But yeah, you've got a lot of catching up to do there.
So yeah, I won't lie to you, reading the Guilds of Ravnica short stories, very low on my priority list.
It's something you can do on the toilet, which immediately jumps it really high on the priority list.
Sure.
Yeah, anything I can do on the toilet is probably going to get done. Anything that I can't do on the toilet, total toss-up.
Jake keeps Vivian Reed on top of his deck.
Yeah, that seems pretty solid against an all-flying Dragons deck.
And here is...
Who even knows?
No, I know this one.
You don't know.
This is the...
Stop pretending like you know what that card is.
This is the Mythic from Dominaria, where if you kick it, you get another one.
Kick it!
Rivix or whatever? Varix. Very...
It did.
Very contempted, so that's that.
We hit our 5th land drop, but no action.
No play. We've
Maybe
got
a couple... Oh, here's a Spitfire.
Spitfire.
I think we might have a cast down, too. Which would be great to answer a Doom Whisperer here.
Yep. Doom Whisperer.
Nope, no cast down.
Checks it out. It's another. We have another foily card. All right, just foil swamp. Here is
Alathris? Is that what that card's called?
Or is this the one from M19?
This is from M19. I think it's Lathris.
Lathris.
Lathis. There's no R. Lathis.
Lathis.
Larthis. Lathis. Lathis. Lathlis. Say that with a lisp.
No.
The Dargon Queen.
She's queen.
She's dead. She got Vivian'd.
Yep. I don't know why he would have run that out there knowing Vivian was on top.
You got to do something.
All right, here's Lava Coil followed by...
We're going to 2-for-1 ourselves on this Doom Whisper.
Yeah, and Jake's deck's just too efficient.
Yeah.
His card quality is just... His card quality is better. He's got a real curve. I feel like that's... I know for me, and I'm even conscious of it because I know it's hard to do, when I'm like building a deck that's, you know, an experimental situation, having a real curve and not just like jamming all the cards I want to play into one is so hard. It's really hard to just not consider my curve.
Yeah, it's
But the best decks in the format
have very good curves.
have good curves.
Very good cards across the entire curve.
Things to do at all points. Is that a Mox Amber? We're about to find out. It's not a Mox Amber.
He's tapping mana for it, and those mana are swamps. Couldn't even tell you what that is. It's probably tapping for mana for dragons.
Yes,
the Dragon's Horde.
The Dragon's Helm. Or whatever. Horde. All right, getting in for a total of 5.
The Dragon's Horde.
Yep, the old Horde.
I suppose that's a pretty neat one. Pretty neato.
Yeah.
Chad drawing an answer. And maybe.
We'll see.
Maybe. I think we have a Nimvisit and something else. I don't know.
You got some other things. If it doesn't clear the board, it's not going to win him the game here. If it's not a straight up. Yeah, you can't.
He's just dead.
Yeah, you're just dead. You don't have any cards in hand.
You just dead.
You're just dead, son. I'm surprised Chad's deck isn't comprised entirely of Evolving Wilds and Checklands. Would be where I started that mana base.
Oh, we're killing it over and over again. There we go.
Over and over and over again.
So that'll do it. Jake Valentine with the Golgari Menace takes down the Dragons.
So Jake will play one last time on camera to try and be undefeated tonight to earn him some additional store credit, and he'll become our bounty. We're going to look into our video problems.
Yeah, we've got some video problems.
In this last little bit, we've got a hot replay for you guys. Don't go anywhere because we're going to come back and you'll get to find out who the hunted man for next week is.